and welcome to the Lomond Centre in Glenrothes for the 2022 Glenrothes Model Railway Show. For once I've decided to come out of the layout and visit a show where I'm hoping to meet some people and get a few things, and I'll explain a little bit about the show behind me and in some of the various halls in a minute. But worth explaining about the town of Glenrothes, first of all, it's the capital of Fife and it's one of Fife's one of Scotland's 5 post-war new towns. It had its own development corporation, which was wound up in the 1990s after fulfilling all its obligations. Fife Council has its headquarters here in Glenrothes, and the Lomond Centre is located in Woodside, which could lay claim to being the birthplace of Glenrothes, as construction on Glenrothes started in Woodside Village in 1948. So next year Glenrothes celebrates its 75th anniversary, and hopefully that this show will play a good part in it. The show itself is one of 3 model railway shows in Fife: Cooper, organised by the Cooper Model Railway Club, and St Andrews, hosted by the East Nook Model Railway Club, are the other 2. The show itself takes place in 2 or 3 various halls, and there's also trade exhibitors here as well. So we're going to go and take a look in the exhibition halls now, see what's happening, and we'll hopefully chat to a few people as well. And there's links below to the Glenrothes Model Railway Club as well. I hope you enjoy what you're about to see.
Yeah, I know. Well, exactly. I mean, you never know first thing in the show. Well, exactly. Well, I mean, last night after it was quite warm.
Слушай, а Порше дирали его That's a rolling train.
Come the film.
Right, okay.
If it's any consolation, back in the early 90s, British Rail gave thought to converting some 1560s to single car units, so...
Yes? Yeah. Hey, well, see you there.
Yes. Right.
Now, despite the technical cock-ups you saw there, which I'm not going to edit out earlier on, yes I know,
Cheers.
I've got Paul here from the Dundee Model Railway Club. He's going to explain a bit more about this layout. So Paul, just want to first of all explain what the name of the layout is?
It's Wallace Town, which is a fictional layout based around where Ayliffe Junction would have been. And it's named after one of our former members who passed away, so Eric Wallace.
Yeah.
Set in the mid-2000s to 2010 period, and it's representative stock. To make things look a bit more interesting, we're using the excuse that the East Coast main line's closed for getting maintenance work done, so we're redirecting a lot of the HSTs and heavier track.
And that's actually the first time I've ever heard any model railway layout say that's what it's actually been partly used for. It's a very good idea indeed. How are the platforms constructed on the layout?
Right, these ones, I wasn't here when these ones are a solid piece of wood that have then got an edging put on them, and then as you can feel it on there, it's fine gravel that's been put on top of that.
Yeah.
So it's stood the time because it's now about 12 years old, this layout.
Yeah.
So it's been pulled out for retirement for this year. Because we couldn't work on a lot of the layouts over the last 2 years because the clubs were all closed for COVID. So a few of the layouts have had a new lease of life.
Yeah. And we see there as well, you've got the small industrial scenes in that in the background as well. I suppose when you were building them, did you have any general idea of what you were going to use them for?
Well, what they're based on it is we have petroleum sidings across around there. So there is a local depot for fuel distribution. A second.
Okay.
We've also got the branch line runs through to the quarries, so there's an exchange of materials coming there from quarries, and we'll have a branch line going off the side as well, so we've got a combination of lots of different traffic to justify it being in place. And that was, we looked at the area of Ayliffe, what the industries in the area are, and then try and build up facilities to justify us having this here.
And of course people recognise it's engaged, but the superb level of detail nonetheless, isn't it, Paul?
And what you find is, you see the back scenes on there, they went out and photographed the area, so use photographs on there and then combine that with scenery and that look to give it as if it looks in a real area. And the junction, that pub on the corner there is actually a model of a real one, but we've turned it through 90 degrees so we'll fit it in. But most of the buildings are all based on prototypes. Might pinch them from different areas and the location, but then it goes. So,
Thank you very much indeed,
You're
Paul.
welcome.
Enjoy the show.
I have. Do my best.
Go back a wee bit faster. It must be on this point here, but you need weighted, there's no weights. It's going to be problematic. Signs have got weights.
You've lost a couple.
Under there. There's one still in the fiddle. There must be one under there.
Ian's got a coach.
Now, in complete contrast to the layout that you saw previous, this one here, Caron Grove, is set in a very urban area, and it's Falkirk Model Railway Club who built it, and Richard here is going to give a brief explanation of it. Richard, I'll hand over to you.
Right, thank you very much. It's well, it was initially built by the former member of our club, David Lynn, who's afraid no longer with us, and it's based in the central Scotland, somewhere near the Union Canal, and it's 2 tracks, mainline station with loops both ways and a little branch line, and an engine shed and a little freight terminal, and it's modern image, and sort of using modeller's licence as trains as ScotRail, Cross Country, Virgin West Coast, and the Ravenscrade's still open, and we actually get steel trains through now and again. That's
one thing that has caught my eye. I've never seen this modelled on any other layout before. I'm just going to show it to the viewers there. The little show jumping track.
That was one of David Lynn's hobbies. I think he was quite interested in show jumping and that, and he sort of thought he'd put a little training jumping arena in, and with some little beehives as well.
As I say, it's the first time I've ever seen it on a model railway layout, and it's a good idea for a small corner
so
there. It really is.
Tap in the corner. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much indeed, Richard, and enjoy the show.
Right, thank you.
Right, okay.
Well, if you're an English electric enthusiast or fan of the Class 50, there's an impressive sight for you. And this is Brian from the Pentland Model Railway Group. And you, brief explanation of this layout that we've got here, Brian.
It's Park TMD. It's a small traction maintenance depot, 16 foot long, 15 inches wide. Primarily it was built my dad during lockdown, and it's the first time we've done a diesel depot layout. We've got various other road gauges, and it's just a small space diesel depot. That's all we're built it for.
And despite the small size of the layout, the detail is quite impressive. The little porter cabins that we see along there, and then the brick building and the fueling point, the detail is still nevertheless quite impressive.
Well, that's what we aim to do with all our layouts. We try to build as much detail as possible in them as we can, make them as realistic as possible.
Yeah, and as a Class 47 fan, I'm quite impressed with you. You've got two on there, like you've also seen 708 earlier. But what I like as well is you've got all the lighting in the actual maintenance shed there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Fully lighted inspection pit and various detailing inside, such as locomotive pistons, etc. They all come from a guy called Mud Magnet Models, and they're absolutely superb.
It certainly is. It really is an impressive layout, even though it's a small size. It's a very impressive layout. Thank you very much indeed, Brian.
You're welcome.
And enjoy the show.
You too. Thank you.
Now here's a familiar man in model railway circles, Dave Watson from the Dean Park station layout, who actually was the inspiration for me getting back into modelling in 2018. Are you enjoying the show, Dave?
Aye, it's a nice show, nice to get out and get to a local show that's going ahead this year due to obviously COVID restrictions relaxing. Yeah, so it's a nice little show.
Yeah. When you go to these shows, Dave, I know your layout's very well advanced and it's obviously a higher standard than what mine is, but do you still get ideas from these shows that you think, well, I could put that into mine?
Aye, it's always good to have a look at what landscape and material they've used, say rock faces and what line side details they've got. Aye, of course you do. You always learn from looking at other people. That's part of the fun of it.
Yeah. And is the bank balance still the same as what it was before you came into the show this morning?
I've spent £4 and that's on the entry fee, and I'm not going to buy any models today because I've literally spent my budget for the next few months. Yeah.
Well, I've spent £24 today, and that includes the entrance fee, so for once somebody's spent more than you at the show. Aye. But thank you very much, Dave. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
You didn't bring any food either? Ian! In case you want to uncouple it. It's not just model railway layouts that you're seeing here at the show today. This is Jim Scobie from the Scooney Hobbies, who's also on the Facebook group Scottish Railway Modelers. And you attend this show every year, or certainly Scooney Hobbies does. So how's it been this year so far?
Very good. It's a very busy show. I'm very impressed with the way it's just been set up and everything. And it's the same as usual. It's like you've got plenty of room and there's plenty of different things to going on. So it's excellent.
Are you seeing some of the regular faces that you used to see as well?
They all look a bit older. So do I though.
so do I. We're all getting that way.
Aren't we? Yes.
Yeah. And of course next year the Glenrothes show is actually moving to Kirkcaldy, to Temple Hall.
Yeah.
So
then they'll have to move again because apparently it's getting knocked down.
Oh dear. How will that feel though for yourselves, being from Kirkcaldy, the shop being from Kirkcaldy, actually exhibiting at a show in Kirkcaldy?
Well, we did it. Going back to the start of the Glenrothes Model Railway exhibition, it was actually held in Adam Smith Centre many years ago. So that was actually a home tie for us. So, I mean, there's no travelling involved, which is great.
Yeah.
But, and if there's something needed from the shop, then we can do it straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just say, well, way down the shop. And it'll actually probably more difficult getting them in directions for Temple Hall than it is from here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll get there. And as I say, hopefully I'll be there next year again, all being well.
I'll try to as well.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Jim.
Right, Robert.
I checked this morning.
Model of Bird Island Harbor. All right. And they were, and we went to a show when they were there. And all the models were there. So intrigued about 2 minutes of getting, because it was where they were funny what it cost to. Yeah. And just something, you know, probably something to engineer a model operation correctly.
We're just don't expect a lot of locals to come down and have a look at this and chat to people. A lot of people have memories of going over that ferry over to Edinburgh over the years, so we expect people to be scrutinising us with folk, nah, wasn't he there, that wasn't he right, son? But we've got photos with our research, but a little bit, yeah. Is it a web? It would be nice to shoot the pictures, but at the same time, we've just decided to open it up so you can run round it. Especially